box.
There's only two.
All right. I just wasn't sure. I thought we doubled there or something there, Bob. You know, I get keyed up so quick. I thought we double. Okay, I'm good with that, man. You know, you know, not only liberals own cats. You know, I have a couple of cats, by the way.
Yeah. What's weird? It says the frequency is 55,763, but then it says it's on the 70 centimeter band. So. I don't even know if it exists. Something's not right there.
Yeah, but there's only two on that on the net logger.
I'm going in.
All right. KB2 UKA. I've been listening, guys. I'm still here.
Put your helmet.
And it's a husband and wife. It's Janet Burgent and Michael Burgent. They're the only two logged into it.
Oh, what, on the net? I wonder if they're the POTA people. There's a couple that does POTA all over YouTube.
Well, they have their address on here, and their county, and their zip code, but not their state.
All right, Saturday night, 7 o'clock. Yeah, well, Harry, I think there's a net that starts right above us, but they don't normally interfere with us because they're very far away, but there's like one guy in the Northeast who likes to check into it.
VA3C1, top of the hour.
K1HRD, he's Mike's neighbor.
Oh, that guy who checks in?
Roger.
Well, the Toronto police now have got some balls. So Antifa is fighting in the streets of Toronto, and the police are fighting back finally because Toronto and Ottawa, they've been letting Antifa and Palestine, all this bullshit, get away with all this stuff. But now the police finally taking action.
Well, hold on. There was I don't know if you saw that post on X, DJ. There has been a major shift in the narrative from the left down here and I think up in Canada. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, all the big liberals in America, Schumer, AOC, Mandami now in Manhattan, all of a sudden, like a light switch went off. They're all condemning Hamas, and they're all saying the same thing. It's happened within the last 24 hours, and Canada's doing it too. They're up to something.
Yeah, it's no doubt. You can never trust the politicians. You can never trust the media. So something's going on. And
so there was a big Hamas protest in New York City last night, and it took the new mayor a little long to say anything, but he finally did today, and he called Hamas terrorists, and so did AOC, so did Letitia James, so did Chuck Schumer, and but they're all it's something. They're up to something, okay. Probably what they're up to is the midterms.
Well, they've been losing because everybody's opening their eyes, getting their eyes open, especially black Americans. The African, I don't want to call them African Americans, they're black Americans. They're Americans and their color is black, just like us whites. We're white and they're black, so they're a black American of heritage. And I'm seeing a lot on X here of how many detest the Democrats now. They've only been used by them, so there's a lot of them that have switched to the Republican Party.
Well, I think what people forget is the Republican Party in the United States was originally a lot of black people. And somewhere along the lines, I think in the 50s or the 40s, the Dems played a real good trick and made everyone think that it was the Republicans who were the racists.
No, Lyndon B. Johnson.
Well, there you go. What year was that?
Well, it was after Kennedy was assassinated, so 63, 64, somewhere around there.
All right, so early to mid-60s. There you go.
Yeah, he was on record for saying whatever the heck they were going to do to switch them over, and we'll keep those enters in the Democrat Party for 100 years.
Yep, that's what he said. Yep, you're right. But I think it started before then. But yeah, he was. I guess he was the one that pushed it forward.
I think he said 200 years or 250 years, something like that.
And the other bad, stupid thing was that movie series Roots. It was all based on lies as far as how they brought the black slaves from Africa. It wasn't white traders went there and plucked them out of there. It was the Arab traders and other African tribes that were selling them.
Yep. And I think 1% of the American population owned a slave.
And even black plantation owners owned them.
What was the political affiliation of those white slaveholders, Doug?
I believe Democrat.
Yeah, I believe you're right. I just wanted to double check.
And that was the And then what happened when the slaves were freed? Okay, during slavery and before the slaves were freed, you didn't need a license to go get married, right? We're a free country. A license or a permit indicates that you need permission for a right? So you could just get married, and you didn't need a gun permit because, again, the Second Amendment, you don't need permission or permit to own a gun. All that came about due to racism after they freed the slaves by the Democrats. They didn't want blacks marrying whites, so that's why licenses started to be required. And the first gun permitting started after the slaves were freed because they were like, shit, we just had these people enslaved. We can't let them get guns.
In all honesty, there's a lot of bad things done to the black citizen American, but reparations are no go. Same within Canada here. The natives are claiming that the land is stolen, and they want reparations and that. So that's a non-starter because I never owned slaves and I never took the land from the Indians. It was appropriated or however you want to call it. In some instances, they were paid for it. So it's just the George Soroses of the world like to keep the antagonistic nature of humans going so that they fight amongst themselves rather than going after these assholes like these George Soros and the Klaus Schwabs of the WEF and so on and so forth.
Yep. It's the world's in a very bad place, but it's at breaking points happening. So I don't know the validity of what I heard today. Like the head of Iran, I don't know if he escaped to Russia. I don't know if he's dead. Mainstream media down here, and I'm sure the same for you, DJ. They're not reporting it. They're not even reporting that that they're overthrowing their own government right now. Okay, the Islamic regime is being overthrown in Iran by the people. And so you got that going on. You got the Venezuela thing going on. And the citizens of these countries are kind of in agreement with the thinking of the American current administration. But you won't get any of that reporting, brother. None of it.
Oh, I don't watch any news. CBC, CT, none of that. It's all propagandized liberal propaganda paid by the liberal government. So the only way I get anything is on X, and there's a lot of stuff coming out of Iran and other countries by citizen reporters, the citizens themselves, and thank God for Elon Musk buying Twitter and making it into X and opening that up. Now, there's community notes that if something isn't factual. There's community notes that correct it, but overall, that's the only place I get any information is on X.
Yeah, same here. Same here. And it's so real time too. Like especially with the stuff in Iran and whatnot. You just keep swiping down and it resets, and boom, a new story, a new video, a new account of what's happening.
Yeah, because as an example here, American firm employing Mark Carney's wife receives huge contracts from Government of Canada. All these kinds of things. The CBC won't report that, CTV won't, Global won't, but yeah, we'll see it here. Canada Pride. Newly released federal document estimates that there are currently 1,550 businesses with 872 individual acts as undeclared foreign agents in Canada, but admit they don't know the true number, and the estimates are based on data from Australia. So, yeah, the media's not going to report that because they're complicit.
No, they never will. They never will. All right, well, DJ, I have first of all, I have tracking software that I activated because there's a QRMer, and I'll have his 5-mile radius in about 2 minutes if he keeps it up. That's number one. Number two, I am streaming on YouTube right now for the first time in months.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, I did. What was it? Was it this morning? I think it was this morning on 7230. Who the heck was it? Ken. His audio was horrible, and he's got this FT450. And anyhow, I think with the headset, it was a lot better. So, but it's so pinched up and muffled that with the headset it was better. So I just did a short stream there just so that he could hear himself. But anyhow, very good. I think I'm going to go to 160, see what's going on there. If any of the guys have showed up, they probably have by now. So good talking with you, Doug, and everybody else on this frequency here. Everybody have a good rest of the evening. And anybody that's on YouTube watching, I hope you enjoyed the comedy and the the information that you won't get anywhere else other than on here. So with that, KB2UKA, this is Victor Alpha 3 Kilo Bravo Charlie.
7-3, sir.
All right, DJ, 7-3. Maybe I'll swing down to 160 in a minute.
I find I play better radio when I don't wear pants.
Yeah, 1940.
Okay. All right, yeah. Just keep me away from 1930.
Did you hear me, Doug?
Yeah, well, I never have pants on when I'm on the radio.
I just find I feel more free.
I usually only wear one sock, but you got to figure that out.
One sock? Holy Christ, I've done that so many times. Didn't Tom Petty write a song about that?
I think he did. What the hell was that called?
Free bowling.
One sock and a rubber band.
Hey, you guys notice any difference in my audio tonight?
Hey, Christian.
Tonight, so not the night, though, Harry. The band is so blah, blah, blah.
I do have it on. I'm using a full analog audio rack. Well, some of the pieces are probably digital. I'm using an 8-piece rack. The only thing I do with CFC, hold on. I'll show you, but there's going to, no, you should actually, yeah, you'll be seeing this real time. The only thing I do with CFC, I have it on very, very low. I only get about 1 to 2 dB of CFC compression. And I have a little bit of compression going on in the low end, and a little bit at 2,000 hertz, and a little bit at 3750. Just the kiss of it. Very, very little. It just adds a little bit more color to my rack. All right, I'm sorry I had you guys muted. I'm back.
Oh, well, why?
Someone asked me a question on YouTube. I was responding to said question.
Well, what was the question? How do we know you were even right?
The question was a question about my CFC. and which I'm not going to say whether it's active or not on the air because I'm going to stop telling people how I process my audio. But I answered that question.
I run CFC.
I do too, but I run it in a peculiar way.
Oh, so don't I. And nobody believed me, and I showed them, and they still don't believe me.
I wonder if we're doing something similar.
I run mine. Hold on. Oh, the kids they're all yelling in the other room here. I run mine. I think it's 5, Doug. I think it's +5 straight across.
So.
Holy moly! I'll be back in a second.
Yeah, I'll tell you how I run mine when you come back. No, that.
Yeah.
There's a station jumping in ending in Victor. Go ahead.
Yeah, Victor Echo 3, November, Sierra Victor. We've talked before, Doug. I just recently put my antenna up about 50 feet. I just want to see what kind of signal I was getting to you.
Okay, was it Victor Echo 3, Sierra Echo Victor? Was that right?
No, you butchered that pretty good. It's Victor Echo 3, November, Sierra Victor.
Well, I wouldn't expect much more from me. So, all right, Terry, there you go. Well, you the signal sounds pretty strong. Come back again.
Yeah, no problem. I'm just doing 100 watts right now with the 80 meter end fed. It's completely horizontal for now, but I plan on switching it to an inverted L here in a few weeks.
All right, well, 100 watts, you're S8 to S9, mostly S9. I happen to be live streaming right now on YouTube. So if you want to see it and hear it, if you have a pen, we are about 17 minutes into the stream. You could watch it back later, so if you want to just fast forward to about 17 minutes. And the channel is under my call sign, KB2UKA.
All right, hold on one second. Yeah, I'm a subscriber, so no problem there. I'll check it out for sure. And I just turned the power up. It's about 400 watts now. Is that, imagine that made a little bit of a difference.
400 watts now, S9 to 5 over. What radio are you using?
I'm using a Flex 6400 with an RF2KS, but I'm only running the amp on 100
Sounds like you.
volts. I haven't put it on 220 yet.
All right, Roger. Yeah, well, I got the RF2K also. Okay. All right, and you're just using like the onboard EQ and Smart SDR?
Yeah, that's right. I'm just using a cheap headset here. I don't have anything crazy. My basement's ripped apart, so once I get my shack put back together, I'll set up a real microphone.
All right, Roger. Yeah. Well, it's working. It's working for you. Dave's a little closer to you, I think. Dave, how are you copying him?
Without the amp, 100 watts, 10 over S9. With the amp, 20 over S9.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, you guys are both 10 over here, and that's... I have an SDR switch in line. I host a couple SDRs, so 3 dB of insertion loss. You'd probably be both 20 over here if I didn't have that.
Now, Dave, are you running that on your Kiwi?
Yes.
Does it affect the receive when you're on the radio now?
No.
Interesting. So I guess he must be running a different than you are, Terry.
Each other. You know what I mean? Everything's before the switch, Doug. So when I switch to this radio, the Kiwi is behind it.
Right. Okay. So the isolation's only on the Kiwi.
You got it. Yep. I also have I have a couple other things I bought here. I haven't tried yet, but I think I'm going to put a beverage out there for it. I was thinking 1,500 feet. I'm like, that might be a little retarded. So I'm going to probably do 500 feet. It's easy enough to do. I wish it would get a little colder. And, if we get down to into the 10 and 15 degrees for a couple weeks, it'd be nice. I can go back there and everything would be nice and hard. And go back there. And I got to do, they say 4 feet is great. I couldn't do 4 feet because the deer and the animals and God knows who else running back there would run into it. But I was thinking maybe 7 feet, so I can clear the deer.
Gentlemen.
Yes, and then I'll comment. Go ahead.
I am going to say 73. I'm going to drop out of here and go cuddle up with my little wifey. Have a good evening. Pleasure speaking with you again. Good QSO, and we'll catch you tomorrow. W2QAQ.
Well, Harry, you're a scholar and a gentleman, and I always appreciate speaking with you. 73, my friend.
73, sir. Have a great night.
Okay, so now are you going to run the beverage? Because there's a really good video on YouTube. You know the guy, I think it's Jeff. He's in Jersey. He runs, he net controls e-cars sometimes. You know who I'm talking about?
No idea.
Okay, on 7255, he's, oh, what the hell? I subscribe to his YouTube channel. I'm going to send you the video on his beverage. This thing is hardcore. Now, he's got one going in one direction and another one going in another direction, and it's switchable. And then the end of the video, he goes in the shack, and boy, is it switchable. When he switches, the signal drops and picks up in the other direction. Is that what you're thinking of doing, or just in one wire?
I'm only thinking one wire, and I can probably, if I go further in the woods, Doug, I can probably do, north and south or east and west. But I could do, I think it's, hold on here real quick, let me see, I can tell you right now. Or maybe do like southwest to northeast or something like that.
Well, guess what? I'll do it if you do it, because I've been wanting one. But the only thing, Dave, you want to do it for the for the Kiwi, right? I don't have a lot of noise here, so I'm wondering, and I'd like to know your thoughts. If I'm going to put a second antenna out, I may as well use diversity then, right? Like, why not? Now, because my doublet is very quiet, like normally on 40 here, S3 with max bin turned on. Of course, if max bin's off, it's S7, but that's not real. I think the S3 sounds real. And should the diversity antenna be quiet? Or should it actually be higher gain and picking up more noise?
Well, I don't think it really matters. I mean, I think as long as it can hear the same noise that the other radio hears, and that's what it's doing, it's nulling it out. So, I mean, they say, I mean, like, it's best to put up two of the same antennas and, run them like that. But I don't know. I'm in the same boat. I'm very fortunate here. We don't have a real high noise floor, thank God. So I'm pretty fortunate that way. But, I want to put it out. Just, I wanted to for a while. Like they said, the problem is you got to do it right, though. It doesn't cost much. I mean, I can go spend $1,000 on a magnetic loop. You know what I mean? And then I started looking up beverages, and I'm like, man, it'll cost me $100 to make this damn thing. Maybe a little more, because I'm not gonna cheap out. I'm gonna get good. I can probably print out my own spacers and stuff on the 3D printer, but I'm not gonna do that because I'm lazy. I'm just gonna buy everything. I'll go up to Home Depot. I'll get the ground rods and all that, and I might jump on DX Engineering and I'll buy the proper stuff instead of, buying resistors. I heard you, baby. I'm coming.
Yeah, I would buy the control. I would get the box from DX Engineering. I would just do that. And then what I'm also wondering is, I wonder what happens if I make like an L beverage. Like if I go back. Well, actually, I've got about probably a 500-foot straight run from the beginning of my woods in the front all the way to the back corner. So I could just make it a straight run of 500 feet, or I could go left and do another 300. So I could do like 800 feet, but it'll have a 90-degree turn.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, there's no right or wrong. Just try it, see what's up. You know what I mean? It doesn't hurt because I used to read all the and I try to make the antenna exactly the way and then like when I was making the off-center fence, I made a crap load of those, and I was trying different things. I was making my own balance, trying different ones, 9-to-1, 6-to-1, 4-to-1s. Even though I did find the 4-to-1 worked the best, but what the hell do I know? But
yeah,
I ran them inside
Christian.
the trees, touching every branches. I had them out in the open, and they all worked the same. The only difference was when it rained. That's where you kind of
really did.
You've seen the big difference. But I got to jump in and go in the other room real quick and grab something, so I'll be back. N1 DRS.
Alrighty, KB2 UKA. Bob, you still here? Is anyone else still here?
Hello, radio from November 1, India, Zulu, India.
Oh, hello, Izzy. Now, Izzy, before you get all upset, I want you to know we're in a G2 geomagnetic storm, and everyone's audio sounds wobbly, okay?
Well, I like to wobble. I'm on my auxiliary audio, the one I'm playing around with. I haven't actually played around with it, but I figured I'd run that, and that's what I've been running all day. So whatever it sounds like, Doug, until I can just do a little bit here and there. I don't really care, to be honest with you. I just want to talk on my rig. But I was listening for the majority of the day. I was listening earlier, and funny how you mentioned you can find that the guy that was doing the fart noises, and he mysteriously disappears. I really like that. Could it be the same person? Who knows?
I don't know, Dave. I don't know. But just for you, Dave, because I know you miss it, I do have the live stream on YouTube, so you'll be able to go back and watch.
USL, I heard, I was upstairs, and I heard you saying that you were live streaming. My compression. I got to move the mic. I'm sorry. I got to sit up. Hello, radio. Well, it's far. I just talk farther away. I have to turn the warm audio compression down when I shut that 2496 down, and one of these days I'm going to sit down and we're actually going to do like a comparison, because that module's either going to be on or it's going to be off, and I have a feeling it's going to be off. But aside from the audio crap, man, I got my my 2 in the mail. I got it in the mail, and I have some questions before I even start on this thing. First of all, I gotta get the appropriate program, for this Apache Labs, the ANAN, whatever. And I'm not keen on that because I've been up on the Hermes. You know what I'm saying? So I need to know like what people are running, and probably Dave and Jeff, because I pretty much have the same thing they do,
They're running what I'm running. I'll send it to you right now. It's version 12 of Thetis, and that's all you need. You're just going to connect. You're going to plug in the radio. You're going to plug in the Ethernet cable. I would assume to a switch, and if not a switch, then the computer right to it. You're going to install the software. You are going to open the software. The Wisdom file is going to run for 10 minutes. You're then going to go to setup, and you're going to choose 7000, and you're going to click start, and the radio is going to turn on.
So I heard my phone click. I assume I could take that and email it to me. I want to email it so I have it on this computer. And yes, I am going to use the switch. And what else? What else was I going to say there? I was going to say something else, but I forgot. But anyway, yeah, I guess I've been coming along with all of this stuff. I just, like I said earlier, I think I said in a text, it's just, all right, talk to you or whatever, that I'm going to just try stuff on my own, and if I can't get it, then I'm going to come out here for, advice,
Well, I just sent you the software, so you now have the latest version of Thetis in your email.
Okay, you, Doug. That's pretty kind of you there. Yeah, great. And I'm glad you're back on YouTube. I actually broke my camera out. I gotta set that thing up and get that all set so I can go on YouTube and do that. Get that thing going. And what else do I want to get going? Probably you guys are on what? What is it? TikTok, right? Is that the one you're on, Doug?
Well, I'm on YouTube right now, but yeah, TikTok's a lot of fun. A lot of fun.
Yeah, QSL. What do I gain down here or what? Hello, radio. Odd.
Good evening, Doug.
Who is that?
SysW A1MYQ, Scott.
Holy schmoly. Have we ever talking on 80, Scott? Have I ever heard you down here?
I've been on 80 a long time. Do we normally talk on 40?
I thought so. I thought it was 40.
That's quite possible. I frequent both. Yeah, I'm a little frustrated with my Flex radio today.
Hold on. What's the last, WA1, what's the last of your call?
Whiskey Alpha 1, Mike, Yankee, Quebec.
Yeah, okay. All right. Why? What's going on with the Flex?
Well, I've had the Flex for a while, and I've always used it with my Mac Mini. And after a little bit of using it, the audio stopped being there. It just wasn't there anymore. Coming from the microphone, it was being used with the Mac Mini. I went around and around with Marcus. He couldn't figure out what it was. I figured out a workaround, which was I'd reset. I'd do not a factory reset, but a complete. It was more or less a complete reset of everything other than factory. I forget what it's called, but it's one of the two resets you can do, one short of a factory. And then I'd just bring in a profile that had all the settings in it, and I could do that pretty quick, and everything would work. And I said, fine, I'll run it that way. Well, that stopped working. And now no matter what I do, it doesn't work. Now, I will tell you, Mac computers, as far as I've known, have always been a real nightmare when it comes to piping audio, as they call it, sending it from one place to another. I could never get a screen capture, a video screen capture, to work long-term on my Mac either. And Windows have always been far less hassle, so now I'm thinking I got two solutions. The thing always works with a plug-in mic, and I don't know, it might work a lot better with the software that's made for Windows, because it seems like for ham radio, software is always written for Windows, but the Mac stuff is kind of an afterthought. So, in fact, they've even got a more an advanced version now on the Windows side for the Flex, which I don't believe has been done by Marcus. So I'm thinking of either switching over to running it on Windows, which I don't really want to, but it'll mean a complete restructuring of the shack. Or what I was thinking was getting a microphone that'll work. I don't have a good external mic. I guess the one that they sent from the factory. So I'm kind of curious what everybody is running for microphones. Maybe I order one, plug it in, and EQ it up, and be done with it. What do you think?
Oh boy. Okay. So I think I can add a lot to this conversation. So before I do, wait, you're running Smart SDR on a Mac Mini, and I have extensive experience running SDR software on Mac. Even Thetis. I've run Thetis on Parallels before. But you're using the hand mic that came with the Flex?
No, I am not. I am using a mic called a Blue Yeti, which has great sound normally, but it never sounded up to what I wanted it to sound like. Nonetheless, that's what I was using. It was working. It was better than this audio on the 7300. And that's what I was using. But that audio is being brought over to the Flex radio via Ethernet. I just choose
RE27, Doug. They sound great on those.
Two others. There's Mike.
No, hold on.
mic, and there's ACC, which I assume is an accessory that you can plug in. Go ahead.
Okay, so here's what I would do right now if I turned my chair around and I hooked up the station on the Mac that's sitting behind me, okay? Whether I'm running Thetis, whether I'm running a Flex, Smart SDR, this is exactly what I do, and you don't even have to get another microphone. The Blue Yeti does sound good, and I know people on them that do audio like this, like ESSB, Voodoo, the big low end, all that stuff, okay? You just reset your Mac. That's good. I would go to rogueamoeba.com. That's Radio Oscar Golf Uniform Echo Alpha Mike Oscar Echo Bravo Alpha.com. And I would download and pay. I don't remember. I have it. It might be $79 for a piece of software called Loopback. Okay, but before I continue, are you familiar with Loopback?
I'm not, and I didn't get that address because I wasn't ready to write anything down, and you went way fast.
Yeah, I do. Well, you don't even have to just search for, just Google search for Loopback, one word, audio routing software, and it's only for Mac. So you got that?
I got that. I didn't get the address because you did it real fast. Can you email it?
Well, no, I'll give it to you again. But when you Google search Loopback audio routing, it's going to bring you to the website. And the website is Rogue Amoeba, which is Radio Oscar Golf Uniform Echo Alpha Mike Oscar Echo Bravo Alpha. RogueAmoeba.com. Now you got it, right?
Pretty much. Two things. One, when you put this into the Mac, does it make you basically suspend all? There's another one called Audio Hijack, which is very similar to what I think you're talking about. It's a very similar thing. And when you go to install it, it wants you to basically give up all the security that you have in the Mac for apps. And there's no freaking way I'm doing that. I'm a security guy.
Well, then it's the same company that makes Audio Hijack, so I would assume it does. So that's up to you. But the best way to run audio on a Mac is to use Loopback. And what Loopback does, it allows you to create as many virtual audio devices as you want. And the reason I used to use it was I was using an audio interface and a regular mic, not a USB mic. So I was using either an RE27 or a Neumann or whatever other mic I have. And I would create an audio device, and I would call that audio device raw microphone, okay? And that would just be my raw microphone. Then I would go into a DAW like Logic Pro, and I would have that, my input into Logic Pro would be raw microphone. And then I would create another audio device, and I would call it like DAW output. And that the DAW output would be the output from the DAW. Then inside Smart SDR or inside Thetis or whatever SDR software you're using, you make your input that virtual device that you created. And in my case, I called it DAW output. And now I can share. So like the problem with Windows is Windows doesn't let you share drivers with multiple pieces of software. And the only way to fix that solution is to either have multiple sound cards, or AKA audio interfaces, or use Voicemeeter Potato, which is extremely complicated. I feel CPU intensive, and now it does work well. It used to crash a lot. But on the Mac, Loopback is flawless. Zero issues with it. You could have 50 different audio devices using all 50 at the same time in 50 different pieces of software, all running at the same time, and there will be no conflict. Now, because you said you're a security guy, I'm wondering if something in Smart SDR or your settings in the Mac is blocking the mic audio from getting to Smart SDR?
Well, that's the $30,000 question that Marcus couldn't come up with. We went round and around, and I'm a computer consultant, or I used to be when I was working. It was one of the jobs I did, so I know my way around a computer pretty well. I know what you're talking about, too, but you give up a lot of security when you install the that audio hijack, and I would assume, like you say, it's probably the same on this. Now, I thought, well, gee, there's one way I could do it. I could use a virtual machine, but guess what? When I make a Mac virtual machine, it won't run it. So they pretty much trap me into either doing that or not doing it, and no, I'm not doing it. I do other financial and other stuff on there, and there's no way I'm opening up that computer. It's just WA1MYQ.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Did Marcus have you look at the MIDI settings, the MIDI audio settings in the Mac settings?
Oh, absolutely. The guy's a smart guy, no doubt. I have no doubt that he's pretty much checked everything, because everything I could think of and everything that he could think of, and he couldn't figure out what it was, and I told him how I was Band-Aiding it. It's something really odd, and I just guarantee it's something to do with the freakish way that, because of security, I'm assuming, the freakish way that Macs pipe audio from one place to another, where Windows doesn't have that problem. So I think the simple solution, without my spending a ton of money and then finding out it doesn't work, is to just get a decent microphone and hook it up and EQ it, or use a Windows machine.
So right. And if you want to continue on Mac, you could go get yourself an XLR mic, like an RE27 or something like that. And then you could do it one of two ways. You could either plug it into a outboard preamp, and then the preamp output would go directly to the balanced input on the back of the Flex. That's one way. Or you could go pick up, a relatively inexpensive audio interface, like a Scarlett or a Motu or an M Audio, and you could plug the XLR cable right into the audio interface, and then that audio interface will USB into the Mac Mini. The only concern there is if it's blocking your mic, it might block the audio interface, so I don't know.
Wow, you make it sound awfully complex. I know I've been talking with some people that are running on the Flex Radio with the, I don't know if it's with the Mac software, but I know of some that were running with the Windows software, and they were just running the mic as it was, just a good mic, and they EQ'd it, and they sounded wonderful. In fact, one guy was running Marcus's
Hold on, Christian.
On of all things, an iPhone, and he sounded like $1 million. Simplicity unto itself. It's just the screen is so small. It's not really how I want to run things.
Yep. Well, those are your options. If you want to stay on the Mac. Either loosen up the security and let something like Loopback route the audio, which you're not going to do, or you get a audio interface. But even if you don't get an audio interface, whatever mic you get's going to need a preamp. It's not going to get power. It's going to need amplification, whether it's a PR781 or a RE27 or a $100, $120 Rode pod mic. They all need a preamp. So you can pick yourself up like a cheap, Art preamp. They're small, and that'll power the microphone and will give it gain. And then that goes right into, I forgot what Flex you said. So you either have a 1/4-inch phono jack in the back for a balance input. If you have that, that's what you'd want to use. If you don't have that, you got to use, I guess, the line in or whatever they call it.
What about just plugging it into the mic input, which, how do they have the hand mic that they have on the Flex works pretty seamlessly? Is there something wrong with that input?
Well, for somebody that obsesses over audio, I personally don't go into them. I would never go into a mic input of a radio, especially if it has a balanced input on the back. I forgot what Flex you said you're running. I know the 60. Which one are you running?
That's the 6400, And I assume you're talking about the input that they call ACC, right? Accessory?
No, I was, so the 6400 does not have it. The 6600 has an audio balanced input on the back of the radio, which is consumer level audio. Excuse me, not consumer, pro level. So it's plus 4 dB balance into the, which means like you would connect professional audio equipment into a balanced input. For the 6400, hold on, I'm looking at the back of your radio in a second. I will be. You would want to plug a mic into, I believe, wrong way. Yeah, you'd want a 1/8 inch plug and plug into that mic line in the back. That's where you would plug in. Which is that your regular? Hold on. PTT transmit REQ ALC. Let me see. That's your regular mic jack? That 1/8 inch, that 3.5 millimeter plug on the back?
That's the one. This is WA1MYQ, and the only other choice I have on the choices for audio input is ACC, which I assume is accessory, and I don't know what that is. As far as what kind of audio input it is, it might require preamp. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either on that radio. But I'm sure you can go on the Flex Enthusiast page and ask. I also don't know what the level is of that mic plug, so you might need something called a DI box that drops it from pro grade if you're coming out of a preamp down to a level that the radio can accept, so it's not distorted. Yeah, if I was running this radio just like an Apache Labs, I'd be using audio interface. I wouldn't hard plug into the radio, but that's just me. All right, KB2 UKA, N1IZI, you still there?
Yes, sir, I surely am. N1IZI.
Well, I'm glad you're there. It's good to have you, but don't call me Shirley.
Oh, you're a hoot. You're a hoot, my man. Oh, yeah.
What movie was that from? Airplane?
I believe that was Airplane, yes.
Oh, boy. So many routes you can go with the audio.
So, for example, I am... Hold on, let me just see this. Where did it go? Where did it go? Oh, my God. I have too many tabs open. And I just had an SDR turn on, and hold on, it's blowing in my ears. Okay. Yeah, Scott, for example, so I'm running a Neumann 103. That goes into an 8-piece audio rack, all individual pieces, no software. So it's just a big old audio rack with preamp and noise gate and multiprocessors and parametric EQ and a compressor and a multiband compressor and plating and all that stuff. The last piece in the rack, I come out of the output and I go into an RME Fireface UCX2, which is an audio interface. And with all this crap, I have no physical connection to the radio, to the transceiver at all. And then it's all ASIO driver, virtual audio cable into the radio.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I think you talked about that in the past. UK and GMM have a lot in common.
Good Lord.
Well, he's the reason 6 years ago, I was laying in bed, and one of his YouTube videos popped up where he was showing his audio rack, and I had just gotten back into the hobby after being out of it for about 8 years. And I go, this looks like something I'd be interested in doing, and the rest is history.
Yeah, Steve is quite a guy. I got on his website probably a couple of years ago also, and he's quite a guy, I must say. I've always been very impressed with people who really have really great audio, and I always wanted it myself, and I've never had it. That Blue Yeti mic never sounded good in software version, even when it was working. It just never EQ'd out. I was not ever happy.
I just want to be you, Doug.
It was not up
I just want to kick the shit out of whoever's yelling in the background. I would love to see him face to face. Why don't you look up my call? You could find where I live.
On that, so I said,
Doug, don't.
Be a better way. And so I'll keep
Oh
working.
boy.
There's gonna be
500 pounds of shit. That's what he's got between his belly button and his ass crack.
CC socket and
Doug, just let him go, man. He's a retard.
You say, or something else.
I'm going to track him right now. Stand by.
On that, because that's where I do all my financial stuff.
QSL.
I'm willing to put up with the insecurity on the Windows machine, or I suppose I get another cheap at a flea market or something, an old cheap, or even on eBay, an old cheap Mac Mini, and then do exactly what you're saying. That's another possibility if that was the only way I could go to get some good audio, if you know what I mean. This is WNYQ.
Yeah, so that would be if you had it set up next to your regular computer, and you kept that, used or cheaper Mac Mini offline, then you could do it that way, right? Because do you need to be online for Smart SCR? You don't need to be online for Smart SCR, right?
Not unless you're going to use it remotely.
No.
Right. So unless you were going to use it remotely, and then you don't have to worry. You can download, Loopback, whatever it is, and just stick with the Blue Yeti. You could do that too. And hello, Jay.
Yeah, good evening. Yeah, you don't need to be online for it. You definitely just be on your local network.
Hi, Jay.
Good evening.
Yeah, good evening. Have a marvelous evening, my brother.
Ah, everyone's back now. Good.
Yeah, we heard there was a jammer in here, so we wanted to come in here and jam with him.
Good, yes, it's a jam session.
Hey, everyone.
I'll beat the drum.
Play guitar.
Wow, even Chris. Chris, how's it going?
Cool. Yeah, it's going. Anyway, guys, I'm listening in. KZ2N, man, it's Saturday night.
Hey, Chris,
And I ain't got no money.
Oh, yeah, it's Saturday night. KB2 UKA, give me 20 seconds. I'll be right back. All right, Christian, I hope you're watching. So every time you update Thetis, it deletes right here. See this? I'm going to put it right here where you can see it on the K of my call. It deletes the shortcut, and then it reinstalls the shortcut when you reinstall Thetis. So you need to go to Properties. You're going to have to blow this up on your screen. No, I shouldn't have done that. Okay. Right here in the target, it says Thetis.exe quotation. You need to put a space and then type -cm ASIO config. Every time you update Thetis, otherwise the CM ASIO menu will go away. That's what tells Thetis to give you the CM ASIO feature. And that's it. You'll never have a problem again, my friend.
Look it up.
All right, I'm back. KB2 UKA.
Oh, wait a minute. You got it? If you have it in your possession, you're holding it.
Yes, it's on my bench. It's just sitting here doing nothing. I'm looking right at it.
Sounds like my wife.
And hooked it up. Oh, boy.
What is it?
I'll get to it. Today was getting the laptop going so I could sit upstairs and eat potato chips and put crumbs on my keyboard while listening to amateur radio like a proper underachiever. I have priorities.
Bob, he got a Cobra 25 LTD with pure signal.
From Chris? That's pretty cool. Where's mine?
The Cobra 29. Why are you selling me short? And I clipped the ALC diode.
Well, Dave, I don't want to disappoint you. You're going to love the radio. It's not going to make you sound any different.
No, I just sound great no matter what.
No, you do. You do. I've never every time you're on the air, it's like the heavens open up and it's like an angelic choir.
Oh, let me turn on the automatic notch filter for that one.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to work on that one.
So I guess the later we're on, the drunker they get.
Yeah, the more.
Yeah, more than likely.
Yeah, they got to have their net.
The dumber they get.
What it is to be in Long Island.
See, I picture a guy like sitting on a workbench with a huge gut, and his undershirt is like, it only goes up to like the top part of his gut, and his belly's just sticking out, and he's got dirty underwear on, and he stinks, and he's dirty, and he's a loser, and that's like what I picture.
You just described me, except I just got out of the shower.
No, you're a Greek god, Jay. Come on.
Smells, and she's a loser.
I missed that, Bob. What?
Thanks, Doug. Appreciate that.
Yeah, Jay. You are the epitome of male machismo and exactly what a man should be. That guy out there is a fat pig.
Why is it when I double with people, everybody covers me? Do I need more power?
Bob, you're like, I don't know, 30 over. Relax. You're good.
Watts ain't good enough. You got to have at least 3K, 4K.
Well, I'm doing way more than 1,000 watts right now. I'm doing 1,030.
And Dave is running 7 watts, and he's just keyed over you.
Well, no, Bob, you covered up Dave to me. I didn't even hear him. You completely wiped him out.
I heard Dave say he's only running 7 watts QRP.
I'm going to turn this thing on.
Turn it on. Don't just turn it on, burn it up.
Okay, now I have the amp full bore. Full bore. Notice the signal?
Yeah, now it dropped.
Yeah.
Okay, let me turn the signal down too.
It did, I'm not messing with you. It really went down.
I know I turned my wattage down to like a couple hundred watts.
Now listen, Izzy, okay? The radio that you just got does 100 watts. So you got to know that before you fire it up, or whatever amp you use is not going to like it because you've been throwing 5 watts into that amp.
Oh wait, hold on. All right, let me see.
Oh yeah, that's the question I want to ask you. First of all, I already broke the pad out. It's sitting in my display case with all my other crap. And the thing I wanted to know on the with the ANAN software is, I'm pretty sure you can set your output power, but what I wanted to know, could you actually set that output power to like 5 watts and then get it down to the milliwatt level if you turn it down? I don't think so. I don't think it'd run right, but I just thought I'd ask anyway. Over.
Let me see if I got it.
Take it, Jay.
You can, but I'm going to tell you now, when you get that on, the first thing you're going to do is hook it up to a dummy load and set the PA levels, because if you don't, that radio will smoke out 130, 140 watts easy, and it won't last 10 minutes.
Okay, thank you for that. Yeah, I'm not really sure of the process I need to do. Like Doug just sent me the latest software for the 7000 series, so I'm probably going to load that on, and I got to move crap around here and get the thing on, hook it into the my switch and all the other crap, and then I don't know, like some other pointers here. There was something else I had to do, and I can't remember what it was. I think there's a switch in the bottom of this thing. I forget what it's for. I didn't look.
Now,
did you sell his 7,000?
Hold on one second. With all honesty, Dave, I think I sent you the latest Thetis. There's a chance I might have sent you Leisure Suit Larry.
Oh God, you didn't, did you?
No. I sent you Thetis. Do you even know what Leisure Suit Larry? That was the best game when I was a kid, man.
It was. Oh my God, dude! They're playing that on like the Tandy or no, it was not Tandy. The old 686 machine or something.
Oh well, that's funny you said that because my first computer that was mine was a Tandy, and that's what I used to play it on.
That was a nice double too. Couldn't understand either one of you.
Wow. Let me see if I have. Okay, I have it. No, I did not buy Chris's 7000. I pretty much got a 2.5 for the most part, if you want to call it that.
Huh, I don't have the menu either. That's weird.
A 2.5. What's a 2.5?
I don't know why I don't have the menu.
No, it's like a Mach 3 before they call it a Mach 3, I guess.
That's something to look into, but I'm on CMSio right now. You can see it down here.
You know, one of the last ones when they were, going over to the Mach 3 or whatever. But anyway, it's a nice rig, man, so.
No, he has a black face, a non-7000 Mark II, but it is the second chipset, not the first chipset. So they call it the Mark II and a half. Then they came out with the third chipset, and they branded that one Mark III.
Yeah, so he's got the same radio David and I have. We have the 2.5. That's all right. I think Chris has got the first Mark III out of any of us.
Is David on cocaine? He's talking awful fast.
That's what happens when you get excited.
Also, don't mind me.
Wait, which David? N1IZI?
Yeah, he's talking so damn fast my ears can't keep up.
And by the way, Jay, you're the first one I sent a picture to, and you pointed that out. I had no idea what I had.
I think that's why I remember you being the first one out of any of us having it, Chris.
I put it in. I put it on the desk at work, and I took a picture and I sent it to Jay, and he's like, "Oh, that's a Mark III."
I actually think the Jay, because I remember I had such a pain in the ass getting oh crap. This damn monitor, I got to shut this feature off. It's going to do its refresh and it won't let me suspend it. So I got to move Thetis to another monitor. There we go. I had such a hard time getting Protocol 2 to work. I finally got it to work. I think it worked better on the 3.
I've been running Protocol 2 for a long time. I had no issues with it on mine. 2.2.3 Protocol 2 is what I'm running.
All right, and then I'm assuming Chaz sent him the radio. Does that have Protocol 2 on it, Dave?
I have no idea. I don't know nothing about it. I'm blind when it comes to this thing,
Well, if it's Chaz's, I would assume it did.
That was a double. There.
I just said if you got it from Chaz,
guys, I got to shut the stream down because my monitor is in a refresh. Have a great night.
Yeah, here I am, K2BU. He's got Protocol 2.